All right, welcome, family. Welcome back to another episode of Mosaic Entertainment Group Presents. Tonight, I have a guest, and her name is Shakur, the artist. You like that? All right, so I put the artist on the end of that. So tonight's guest, as I said, is Shakur, the artist, based out of Phoenix, Arizona. So as I told you, audience, I am expanding my brand. I'm expanding what I'm doing. I'm not just limiting what I'm doing to just the folks here in Phoenix and in the state of Arizona. I'm going and I'm going international if all possible. But and that includes the range of the level of art. I know I've spoken to writers, I've spoken to directors, I've spoken to cinematographers and producers. Now I'm speaking to an actual artist, a physical artist. And let me tell y'all, she's bad. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh,
So once again, welcome Shakur. I give all my
hi,
guests a digital
everybody.
round of applause. Welcome to Mosaic Entertainment Group Presents. Please
Hey,
introduce
talk to
yourself
you
to my
too.
audience. Please introduce yourself to my audience and tell them a little more about yourself.
Well, as you said, my name is Shakur. A lot of people know me by Rhonda also. I do a visual art in wood, oils, charcoal. Well, actually, you name it, I can work with it. And so I usually do a line of art called FOD, which is Fine Arts and Wood Dimension. So what I would do would be to cut out, I can show you one I have here,
Yes, please.
would be like to, I don't know if you could see it well.
Yeah, actually I can.
Yeah,
Yep, looks
okay.
good.
Yeah, to cut out the wood pieces and assemble them so that you have a two-dimensional piece. And usually I'll have beads and all kind of groovy stuff on there. And those sell pretty fast, but I also do exhibits and art shows and do workshops and that sort of thing before, wonderful COVID hit.
Right, right.
But yeah.
Okay, family. Now the sister's being real modest. Let me explain something to you. That the way she described her wood is right. It's technical. It's layered. But what intrigued me the most, and that was one of the pieces, and there was another one with I think a horse that you had. Um,
Oh, yeah.
this, if you look at it straight on, family, it looks like artwork. And it looks, oh, that's a nice painting. Oh, that's nice. But as you get closer and closer and closer to it, it's not a painting at all. It's wood. And not only is it wood, as she said, she says to me it looks like five-dimensional because it's so layered. When you get to it, it's like layers of wood. It's not just a wood cutout, it's layers of wood. You're talking scenery, you're talking color, you're talking context, texture. It's amazing work. You know what I'm saying? So if she's not gonna blow it up like that, I'll blow it up like that. It's amazing work. You guys have to see it. Like, can you show that piece again? Can you
This one
bring up
here?
that piece again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take a look at this, family. All right. So when you look at it straight on, right, it looks like just a regular painting. But as you get closer and closer to it, you'll notice that the hat is layered. You notice that the brother's skin is layered, the glasses, the pink. I don't know how to describe that. Is that oh, okay, wow. See the elongated neck, so that's an actual coat. Which all of that is layered, family. That's not just one piece of wood. It's like several, and it's layered and it's textured and it's beautiful. So, and did you say that piece sold as well? Did that piece sell?
Yeah, this is the last one going out. It's already paid for. I'm just waiting for her to pick it up.
Wow, excellent.
So,
You see that?
yeah, I gotta do some
So
more stuff.
there is a range and to what we do, family, and art can be taken in so many ways. So let me ask you, Shakur, what inspires you most? First of all, are you a native of Arizona?
Am I what?
Are you a native of Arizona?
No, I'm from California, originally Los Angeles.
All right, so LA.
And yeah, what inspired me about wood was I love to do jigsaw puzzles. And I started in 1990 because I couldn't find enough people of color on the puzzles.
Mm,
So one of my aunts got me nice little jigsaw and a scroll saw, and I was making puzzles, squares, and triangles, and all that sort of stuff. And I started venturing out, looking at how to do, the little jigsaw, because I was a little afraid, of course, with these blades going everywhere.
You use machinery.
Sure do. And got to sand it and all this stuff. So it was pretty jazzy, and it just kind of kept developing. And then I'm like, well, hey, let's just make some two-dimensional stuff. And some of the pieces were three-dimensional.
Mm,
You can actually look in the room. Those have been sold, and I haven't done any of those lately because they're a lot of work.
mhm.
And sometimes you don't get really paid for it, but I love doing it. But it just kind of started with trying to make puzzles, and I just started loving that wood and the smell of it, and all those machines making a little muscle through it.
Hey, it's like a wood shop in our garage, family. The last time I saw
hmm
her, and
Yes,
she works with these machines in order to cut this wood, and it's something to see. And I'll take that back, man, to just the genius that's in us, as a people. You know what
that's
I mean?
right.
And
Right.
it is a genius. That don't be surprised. It's an actual genius that we have. It's more than just singing and dancing. This is
Oh,
artwork
absolutely.
with wood. With an actual piece of nature. You know what I mean? That you manipulate with
Mhm.
other forms of nature to create another form of nature known as art. So, like that's real deep. You know what I mean? And I think we have to really give homage or respect to that. You know what I mean? And
Thank you.
build a healthy respect for it. Absolutely.
hmm
So
Thank you.
you said you sold multiple pieces. Okay. So, and that's your last one. Um,
That is the last one. I was going to add a little more to it, but she's like, no, just leave it just like it is. So I'm
okay.
going to do that. I wanted to
All good.
kind of, bling it out a little bit, but she's like,
Might be too much. It might be too much. So how long does it take you to create like one of those? And
well,
when you,
something simple like this one, I'll have it cut out and sanded in a day. And usually I'll just paint it the very next day
mhm.
if it's that simple. Now, when I do multiple layers, that'll take me maybe I have to plan it out and plan the layers out, all that stuff, of course. And then I'll probably take 2 days to cut it and maybe one to sand. I guess about a week before I start painting.
Okay.
And yeah, and then if I'm going to embellish with other things, especially the beads, I wish I could show you some of the beads, but they're on the website, I think.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
that takes me a while because I put each bead on by hand. So that's the longest part of it.
I'm
But
sure that's
I'm
an
usually,
expensive piece too. Yeah. Hey, well, you know what? That passion is what drives you. I'm sure. I'm sure
oh
it is.
yeah, I just love it. I mean, I don't know what I would do without being able to create something, you know?
Now, drawing. When did you figure out that you could actually like? So I'm sure, like you said, you have to plan them out. So do you sketch the pieces out first, like by hand? Do you kind of take a piece of paper and
hmm
kind of sketch it
I
out?
used to sketch them out and get some ideas and, change up this, change up that, and take from there, transfer the design or draw the design on the wood and just get to cutting.
Just cut. So you'll cut right along that design and just. So that takes a
Mm,
steady hand. I'm sure. When did you know that this is something you could actually do? Like not everybody
Well,
can hop on one of those machines and just start doing it. Like I'm sure it took time to practice and learn. So I mean, that's kind of daunting when you think about it. So what made you decide to step up to the machine and say, okay, let me do this to create my art, like instead of
yeah.
traditionally just throwing some paint on the canvas?
Mm, I just really wanted to do something different that I had not seen done. And that's how my brain kind of works sometimes. It's just like I'm tired of doing the same old stuff.
Mm,
What else can I come up with, or what I have available? What can I make out of what I have around the house, or stuff like that. But like I said, in 1990, when my auntie bought me that scroll saw, that was it. It was
mm.
on and cracking.
So you didn't know right then and there, right then and there.
hmm
So
that was gonna be my new thing.
I'm gonna go just a tad personal. How old were you when you knew, hey, I can draw. I can really do something with
Oh,
my hands.
being an artist, I knew that coming out. I think I came out with a crayon. I was ready to color some color books.
Really, really. So as long as you can remember, basically. So is that
Mm-hmm.
yeah?
Yeah,
So in
yeah.
school, when you were a child, you were marking up the walls, you were running around doing that kind of thing.
Oh, I couldn't mark up the walls, but they had their little color books at the dime store, for a dime, and the crayons were 10 cents. So I would be coloring all day, all day, all day. And a little later, when I moved with my grandmother, she bought me this big old roll of paper. I mean, it was the biggest paper I'd ever seen. And she said, "You can draw on that, not the walls." So
Yeah.
I did, and she cut it out and hung them up, and all that kind. I had pictures on the ceilings. I just went to town.
So you just knew.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
innate in you. It's something you already knew that
Mm-hmm.
you could. So how did you learn the machine?
I just went for it. I kind of just read the instructions and took some scrap wood and just kind of played with it and see what I could and what I couldn't do. And praise the Most High, I
Mhm.
have not been cut to this day. So I've been doing it since 1990.
Wow.
But yeah, I just kind of try to draw some wiggly stuff to see if I could stay on the line or, just um, little things that came to my head. I used to do some silhouettes, one dimensional, just because I could. Kind of started off simple. And making the puzzles with the interlocking pieces, that was kind of hard at first to get the cut so tight and turn it real tight. And I might have one over there. I don't know. I started for my nephew, but to make those tight turns for the interlocking pieces was an experience.
No, I'm sure it was. I'm sure it
I
was.
still do it though.
I'm sure it was. Like this is something you don't really hear about. You know,
Yeah.
from the inspiration of puzzles to the
Mm-hmm.
creation of really, really excellent pieces by wood.
Yeah.
So have you? So what materials do you work with? I think I heard you mention charcoal. What other materials do you work with?
I work with charcoal, oil paints, acrylics. Most of the wood pieces are painted in acrylic.
Mm.
I've started incorporating some oils with the acrylic paint now, but I do pen and ink. Shoot, just whatever I can get my hands on. I do the Conte chalk. Um, let's see. So that's pretty much it. I think if there's something else. I use a lot of found objects in the art too. Things that I have collected or, you know, around buttons. I say buttons like crazy.
Oh, really? And you use a lot of
Yeah.
that in your art.
And I like to put fabric in it sometimes. I can't seem to keep my hands on those pieces long enough, but I can pretty much use any medium uh, that's around. Wood just happens to be my favorite, but I do love to paint with oil.
Oh, okay. So you do use like canvas. You actually do paint as well as create the art,
Oh yeah,
the woodwork.
definitely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can paint on wood pretty good too.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean that's what's amazing because just to see the richness of the colors. So is
Hmm.
wood. So wood must be a good. Like, how does the paint absorb? Does it absorb the same as it would in the canvas? I know I'm getting.
No, it absorbs a lot. So most of the time I'll sand it down really good.
Mhm.
And I was using a primer on it, but then the paint doesn't come out as nice with the primer on it. Kind of rebels against the primer. So I just started sanding it good and just laying it right on the wood. And I may have to do a few layers
Mm.
so that it is rich. But yeah, directly on the wood works for me.
Well, let me ask you this. Some people use art as therapy. Some people
Mm-hmm.
use art as a way to grow. For me, I use my art as a way to edutain. I like to call it, where I like to make you feel something, but also teach you something at the same time. So you leave with an emotion, but also with a thought. a call to action in some sense. So and that kind of inspired me. What 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 is it about what works for you? You know, what works for you in this environment?
Well, what works for me, inspires me is family. Um, and that's most of my pieces are about unity and family, the larger pieces. I think it's very important to stay in touch with your family, stay as a family. Like I have family members, I don't know where they are.
Mhm.
And we're in the same city. To me, not too good. So I try to gear towards, as a people, let's stay together, let's do things together, let's build stuff together and grow stuff together. you know.
All of that.
And it's about unity, you know.
Absolutely. So in the art world,
Yeah.
have you noticed any of that unity in the world that you revolve in as far as the art world? Have you noticed any kind of cohesion, especially with artists of color, black artists, and other artists of color? Have you noticed a cohesion? Is there kind of an adverse type of attitude? Like what's the environment like?
Well, it kind of is a little of all. I think it's coming more together now in these last couple of years, of Black artists being together and inviting each other to shows and exhibits and that sort of thing. Um, but some of the groups have different attitudes about, diversity and that sort of stuff, you know. Because
Mhm.
when I first came here, I was the only little chocolate, and I was like, okay, where's everybody? And I kept looking, and I finally found some Black art groups, and they were good. It's just the only thing I found then was everybody wanting to be in charge,
Mhm.
and so I'm not that kind of person. I'm just like, okay, guys, what are we gonna do? What you want me to do, and then that's what I'll do.
Right, right.
But lately, I found some really nice younger artists and some of the old ones that got the lessons that are forming nice groups out here. And West Valley helps a lot with them.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
So is
West Valley's
you
first.
guys kind of have a community out that way?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's kind of neat. Yeah. So I think it's coming around to um, a little more cohesiveness among the artists, Black artists as a whole. Um, so I'm real happy about that. I look forward to getting back out and, or finishing some more work.
Yeah,
So,
really, really. How so? Speaking of that, how has this COVID affected your business? How has the COVID affected sales,
yeah,
your ability
yeah.
to create? How has COVID affected
Well, as I've said, I've sold out of everything, so that part is working okay.
that? Mm.
A little faster than I anticipated.
Hey, I'll take it.
Uh,
I'll take it. I'll take it. Absolutely.
Bad thing is that it's like, I have neighbors that are close so now, so I don't really get to cut like I would like to. Um,
Mm.
so that gives me a dilemma with the COVID and all, because they all, they want to come by and see what you're doing and look over your shoulder and all that sort of stuff. So right now I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
coming up with some new ideas. But mentally, I'm kind of bummed out, you know, about the whole thing.
yeah.
And yeah, it's messing with my creativity, man.
Really, like how? Like what is it doing to you? I know for me, it's how can I say? It's not stopping me, but
Mm-hmm.
it's causing me to almost overthink in some kind of way because it's so much. Like I said, I work from home as well, so I'm here in
Yeah.
my office all the time, and it's like, okay, I want to really get out to the studio. I really want to get out and shoot some live stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
because things are really kicking up here in Arizona, it's like you
Yeah.
just really just don't know. So it's all of these precautions. So for me, just bumping up against that, it's kind of stifling for me. So I just reach out in other ways, and this is one of the ways that I'm trying to, you know, kind of continue to keep myself, going. So you said it's bumming you out, huh?
Yeah, I think it's kind of messing with my creative energy in a way because seeing all that's going on, some days I kind of feel a little down and, I'm so worried about what's happening out there. I'm not even, you know, into me and what I'm creatively, what I feel about it, and put that on some canvas or some paper.
Mm.
I'm just, concentrating on, how are my grandbabies and are they okay? All this other stuff. So
Mhm.
it's, I think it's going to take me and my mental to calm myself down and refocus. But yeah, it does affect me like that. And then I have an auntie that lives far and I'm concerned about her. So creative wise, it's kind of, giving me a run for my money.
Right. I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Yeah. I just got a call from the wife. So
Oh,
that's all right. So
tell her hi.
oh yeah, she's on her way home. So yeah, I can imagine, man. This thing has thrown everybody for a loop. How are the grandkids responding? Like, what are their responses to
Um, Mara's very, my granddaughter, she's very political and she's definitely an activist. Um,
it? Wonder where that comes from.
Very strong on her view. Oh, me. That's right. Skinny grandma.
That's right. That's right.
And my grandson, he says, Benai is just low key. He's just like chill with everything. He doesn't talk much, but when he says something, it makes big sense.
Makes sense, huh?
So he's more like, we're just gonna wait this out and, go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. And that's his opinion,
That's
you
good,
know.
because a lot of these
Mm.
youngsters are out here just losing their minds. They want to go to parties and they want to hang out and run the streets and
Mhm.
I'm like, you guys are just not paying attention. You know what I mean? So that's a good thing that they're kind of, you know,
Mhm.
especially,
But they still listen to me a little bit.
hey, long as you still got the ear, man, you're winning. You're winning. You are winning since you are actually winning. Absolutely.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
in the wake of all of this, man, with the COVID, of course, with George Floyd, you know,
Mhm.
it's really even difficult. And I think I heard you just say that to even create something that even reflects that at this time. I think a lot of us are still reflecting, I mean, yeah, still reflecting, we're still kind of going through this kind of moment of surreal kind of because it's uncomfortable right now because things are changing.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
could see how it can be difficult to actually, be able to put yourself in a place where you can um you put something down on canvas or put something down on wood
Yeah.
right now. You got
Because the things I think of are all very angry pieces. And I'm like, well, I don't really want to put out angry work
to.
because won't go there. But I can think of some things.
Oh, I got you.
But,
Trust me.
you know, I want to relate peace and love and not, I'm going to whoop the shit out your ass. Excuse me. Oh my God. Sorry.
You're good. No, you're fine. This is an
No, but
adult,
anyway.
this is an adult show, so you're
Oh,
fine.
all right then.
You're fine. You're
But
fine.
yeah, so I'd rather just, I just bought a meditation tape and I have to get up and put that on.
Yeah.
Because instead of thinking, like when I first wake up, I'm thinking most high for this day, blah, blah. First thing on my mind is, oh my God, what's going on in the world now? I don't want that to be my first thought,
Right. Right.
So
Right.
for me, I had to get some meditation going on.
Hey, sometimes it's good to step away from, to be
Mhm.
separated from our work. Sometimes, and I think it's good for us. I think it's healthy. I
Yeah.
think it has to happen from time to time where we get kind of rattled out of our state. When
Hmm.
we come out of it, I think we'll be a lot stronger. I think we'll be a lot better as artists because we'll have experienced
Yes, I
something
agree
that
with
had
that.
to shift us. You know what I mean? So, that shifting, that
Right.
happens throughout our lives. So it's like, okay, so now this is a shifting.
Hmm.
So how do you think about it, the 60s had kind of the music of the 60s kind of helped kind of um, give, you know, soothing succor to like the to the flames of what was going on. Shakur, I think it's one more
Oh,
used where
yes.
it was just
Mm,
kind of all right, everybody, we're gonna get through this. Just let's just have a little bit of fun. Let's just have some, let's think about other things that are pleasant, like love, and let's have a party, and let's
mm,
just relax. And then all of these songs started coming out with the OJ's. Um, um, Everybody all aboard, what I'm saying, join,
mhm,
what I'm saying.
yeah,
So we're going through all of this revolutionary time, but there was a theme song, there was music, there was energy, there was a vibe.
mhm.
I'm not seeing that. I'm not feeling that at this,
No.
at this time.
And the thing is, I don't want us to stop fighting for what is right,
Mhm.
but I don't really uh, want to see more people being killed and all that stuff. But I don't want us to forget, if you just go out and vote, or whatever you can do from your house to help donate to organizations that you like.
Mhm.
Uh, Write some letters to your Congress or your governor or your senator, and let's demand that way as well. Um, because I don't think personally I want all my babies out in the street. And I say babies because my brothers and my sisters in the world, they're
Right,
my babies.
right.
It's my babies.
I feel you.
I don't want anybody being all sick and all that stuff. So I still want to protest, but differently.
Right, right. I
Yeah.
agree, and that's my thing too. Part of my protest is my art, and that's what I
Absolutely.
do because I show narratives and counter narratives to popular narratives. So I try to
Okay.
do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I do it. Plus, I also do work with a organization, in the community, where we,
Yeah.
so it's called the Phoenix Local Organizing Committee. And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so I'm involved in that. So there exactly there are things that we can do, where we just can't just sit back anymore. You know what I mean? We can't.
Do nothing. Yeah.
It,
It's
it,
just too much. Something's got to be done, and we cannot give up the fight. That's, I think that's on my mind daily a lot.
Mhm.
Just, okay, what else can I do? Who can I write now? Because, I've been on the computer looking for things. Blackout came. I didn't buy nothing from nobody,
Right.
you know, uh,
That was the day.
except for black businesses. That was it, real.
Yep. And there's a few. I mean, they're popping up all over the valley now. So uh,
Hmm.
we
I
get.
was so happy to see that.
Yeah, so am I. It's like furniture stores. Uh,
Mhm.
or that we're beyond just restaurants. We have so many other businesses. It's a lady
Yes.
in town that has an alteration store where you come in and she
Mm.
alter your clothes and stuff like that's right in the heart of downtown. So
I need to go there.
oh yeah, yeah, it's right downtown, right next to the Trap House, which is another black owned business downtown. I think on Roosevelt. I think those are on Roosevelt. So
Roosevelt.
yeah, if
Okay.
you go downtown on Roosevelt from 7th Street all the way over to like Central, I think it's on Roosevelt.
Oh, okay. Good
Yep.
to know.
Yep. So go over there. There's a few businesses there. We're out on the west side, of course, the south side, and out
Hmm.
Chandler, you know what I mean? So we're in these pockets and it's happening. But the thing about life is it takes so long. You know what I mean? It
Mm.
takes,
Yes.
5, 10, it takes 20 years sometimes, in a generation, and
Hmm.
I'm only going to be here for so long. I want to see some of these changes, come about. And, the thing
Yeah.
for me is to be that change, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
for my little part, you know, and
Yes.
then
Yes.
see how I can contribute. And Mosaic Entertainment Group is my contribution, you know.
And I love it. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm trying to take
I am.
things global, and really work on, um, of course, COVID stepped in. I was working on my pilot. I was actually shooting it.
Hmm.
And COVID kind of
Oh, wow. That
froze it,
sucked.
and only had a few more scenes to shoot. So, so things like that happen, so I was like, okay,
Yeah.
so this is just another way, for me to stay creative. I've been writing, consistently every day. So, uh,
Cool. Yeah, I wanted to come and audition for you guys one time. I think you had an older lady part or something way
yeah,
back.
that was for one of my stage plays. That was for one of my,
Oh, okay. But I didn't. I don't have my car. I gave it to the grandbabies so they can get to.
Oh,
school and work and all that because that's the only thing I had to give them.
hey, good grandma.
And yeah,
Hey, think about it.
uh,
Some
but
grandparents have nothing to give, So, I mean, absolutely nothing but a name,
mhm,
to be able to at least let them have a vehicle, especially here in Arizona where it's 100 and 120 degrees, and so
yeah,
they need to get around.
yeah,
And so that's a blessing. That's an absolute blessing.
yeah.
So,
Well, it's working.
huh? What was that?
I said it's working.
Oh, it's working. Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. So, Sister Shakur, do you have any other pieces that you're working on that anything that you're in the woodworks right now, or is it really just really you're on a freeze right now?
Well, I am working on some pieces, like being that I like mechanical stuff. Also, I'm trying to figure out, like I don't know if you saw the zebra with the blue light in the eye, the LED light, and part of his face is um, a computer board, and
Yes.
she's got, yeah, okay. So things like that, but I want to elaborate it on more so that the pieces are moving. I can do the lights now, so I'm just kind of playing around and see what else different can I do,
All right.
like a little step further into my fantasy art world.
Wow. Wow.
But now I just kind of, I'll show you some, I just do exercises, kind of keep me
Okay.
um, tuned up with staying in the groove. I don't know if they're in here now. Wait a minute. Maybe they're in here. But I just sketch sometimes and give myself little assignments, like this one. It's not much of anything. I can't really see. It's not much of anything. Uh-oh, someone said disconnected. Oh, can you still hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. It's not much of anything, but it just keeps me focused on um, colors and design, and I like to get things as perfect as I can. So
Yeah.
I'll just do exercises like that just to keep my little fingers tuned up and warmed up.
Okay.
And so basically, right now, I'm just sketching around, and while I'm thinking about this mechanical thing, I've got an area that I have stuff all over the floor, wires and motors. We're not going to show you that today. But
I can
so
imagine.
yeah, I'm just, you know, trying to figure it out.
That's we're all on that journey. We're all on that journey.
Absolutely.
All right. So,
Absolutely.
all right. So, where can the family find you, Shakur? Where can they look at some of these lovely pieces that you have going on?
On www.wetblues.com.
All right.
There's some pieces on there that we can see. I have an Instagram account which I changed over. It's Shakur's Artistry. I think it's Wet Blues too. That you can go into the pictures and see some other works that are with charcoal or oil paints and stuff like that.
Give me your website one more time. I'm putting it in the chat for the audience.
Okay, it's wetblues.com.
All right. www.wetblues, just as it's spelled, just as it's sounds.
Yes.
Okay. Wet.
Hmm.
All right. There it is. All right, family. There it is. And you said you're on Instagram as well.
Yes.
Shakur Artistry.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. On Instagram. Boom. All
This
right,
is so
family.
fun.
This is. This is. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your time. So
Thanks for
we're gonna
having
make
me.
it through this. We're hey, anytime. We're gonna make it through this.
That's
We're
right.
definitely gonna get through this. We are the children of the Most High God. So
Hmm.
it's not like we
Absolutely.
didn't know these days weren't coming. It's
Right. Exactly.
it's just all about now. Yes, now. So
Hmm.
all it is. So now we just got to kind of adjust to that. And
Yeah,
once this old world passes and the new one comes, we'll be that much better. We'll
that's
be that
right.
much better. And I think our art will definitely reflect that, as well.
Absolutely.
The struggle
Wait.
and the sunshine. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, this is inspiring to me. I might go make something tonight. I don't know. In
Oh,
a few minutes.
I like to hear that. I like to hear that. Well, I'm gonna tell you what, family. I thank Shakur very much for showing up, for blessing us with her time. Obviously, you see her genius. She's downplaying, downplaying it, but that's okay. That's who we are. That's who we are as a people. We're geniuses. Okay, we carry the DNA of the pyramid builders. Let's not forget that.
That's right.
There's plenty of art on that wall, and those walls. They tried to stain them and make them lighter, but we know who they are. Okay, and it's that art lasts for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So yes, oh, what you're looking at is descendants of the pyramid builders. We have DNA. Yes, we
That's
were
right.
down that Nile, and yes, we're now here and where we are, but we're going to rise right back up to the top. Just like Martin Luther King said, we're going to get to the mountaintop, my sister. We're going to get there. We're
We're
going to
gonna get there.
all right. Thank you very much for your time, family. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shakur, thank you very much again, and even for
Thank you.
showing us those pieces. As you continue to create, let me know. I'll have you back on the
Okay.
show so we can see some more of those beautiful pieces, do some more sales, inspire some more souls. All right.
Okay, we'll do, baby.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much for your time, family. Thank you very much for tuning in for this episode of Mosaic Entertainment Group. Please hit that like button, that share button, that subscribe button on YouTube. Also, give me a thumbs up and all of that good stuff on Facebook. Please share. Also, join me on Patreon. And now I'm also streaming on Spotify and Anchor. So check me out. Mosaic Entertainment Group is coming in effect in the house. Sister Shakur, thank you very much for your time again.
Thank you. And thank you, family.
All right. Thank you. And you have a great evening, family. And we will talk soon.
All right, love.
All right.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.